the story about a place in Connecticut called Norwich. We all want to know what Norwich means. That's the place where all the crazy people used to hang out. Well, one time they had a place called the Norwich State Hospital where they kept all the crazy people from all over the world. And they were all stationed there just being crazy as always. And then they headed out north. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Well, at the time, we had a governor in the state of Connecticut that decided he wanted to save some money. So he decided he was going to close down this hospital and kick all those crazy people.
Peyton Melton and Miss Darcy Collins, please stand. Peyton and Miss Collins. Chief Wright. Could everyone please sit down, please? This is for the graduates, please. All right, if everyone could please have a seat. Thank you, class of 2022. All right, remember, we are here to celebrate a graduation for the class of 2022. And it has not been an easy year for us, but these
folks, I hope you're watching this out there.
And they are here tonight. We are here for them.
I hope you folks are seeing this out there. We usually don't start our show like this, but this is what's giving you an idea of what's going on in our schools. And I know it's not everybody, but it's enough to make everybody look bad. Right here at this graduation, you had a fight going on with two adults, I understand. The one you saw before that was the basketball team and the people in the stands running out. First of all, I want to know why there's nobody at these games of authority. Shouldn't there? I remember when I used to go to these games when I was a kid in school, even at the high school. There was always cops, a couple cops there. We have nobody there. And these kids, these young, stupid-ass kids, they think it's funny. It's not funny. People see this, and it makes the city look bad. It makes your town look bad. It makes you all look like a bunch of idiots. And nobody's going to want to send their kids to our schools when they see this kind of stuff. It may happen in other schools, but usually you're always going to get a fight whenever New London team's playing somebody. Always. and it's ridiculous. It's you are really showing reasons why not to come here and why not to put your kids in these schools. I mean, if you don't hear about this, but I bet if parents check into it, you'll find that a lot of people aren't sending their kids here anymore. And that's affecting us because we need a certain amount of kids in order for this charter school thing, magnet school thing to work. So, you know, I mean, you parents out there, you know, if these are your kids or if your kids are involved in any kind of fights at school events, you got to do something about it. I remember I got in a fight when I was in 8th grade with one of my best friends. And it was all because, of course, the seniors were edging us on. But I remember the vice principal coming out, and he grabbed both of us by the back of our shirts, up by the neck, and he dragged us, and I mean literally dragged us down to the principal's office. There was no parents coming in screaming, "You can't do that to my kid," or anything like that. It was more like, when you get home, Junior, you're going to get it again. And that's the way it needs to be. Now you got all these people telling these kids that they got all these rights, and they're abusing it. You see it. You see it right in front of your eyes. They're abusing it. And I don't know, maybe parents are just too busy these days, or they're working or whatever. But, man, if something don't change, we're going to be in a world of shits. We really are. And
we are in a world of shits.
I know we are in a world of shits, but it's going to get worse. And as far as New London goes, now I've been to a couple city council meetings, and I see all kinds of money going out the door, and I see all kinds of money going for special groups, for different things that some of it to me is like, I don't know why you need that, and usually it's money going to help kids, but it's also going to hire someone. Hey, Keith.
Yeah.
I need you over here. And it's you know, we have to have more security. We have to have more security in the schools for all kinds of reasons. To take the I don't know what his title was in the schools, security guard or whatever the hell you want to call them. I don't know. We need them back in school. These people or these parents say, well, they intimidate my child. And well, what's better, to have your child intimidated by someone that's there to protect them, or have your child get his ass kicked because there's no one there to protect them? You pick. I mean, it's your kid. I don't have any kids in school, but I'm paying for your kids to go to school also. And I want to see them safe, and I want to see them to be able to have the ability to learn without being intimidated or bullied or any of that stuff. And this is not happening in our schools. As far as I'm concerned, you should take all these troublemakers, well, I was going to say, and ship them to other schools, but I don't think the other schools would want them. But, you know, that fight I told you about that I was in when I was in 8th grade, I got suspended for a week. No questions asked. Bam, you're out of here for a week. You can't do that now. Now you can't suspend anybody. So, you know, what's going on? I don't understand this. You'll find that, I don't know if you saw this on there or not, but I'm not very computer literate. If I didn't have Keith over here on my left running the show here, I wouldn't even be here. And I thank him for that. So, okay, with that said, you also just recently had a carjacking in New London, and it's not the first one. I know Gina says she can't find us. I don't know how to tell her to find us, but so, you know, I know everybody wants people in the city want to think that everything's kumbaya. And I'm sorry, folks, but unless you know what's wrong, you can't fix it. And trust me, there's a lot wrong. And all I'm asking is people to come together, to get together, and fix these things. I'm not putting the city down because I hate the city. I wouldn't still be here if I hated the city. I have high hopes for this city. But, you know, the carjacking on area of Cheney Street and Vauxhall Street Extension, or Vauxhall Street, I'm sorry. Carjacking. I remember there was one not that long ago up by CVS up on Bank Street. You know, we need more police. I'm sorry. I know you don't like to hear that, and I know you say we don't have the money for it, but when we spend money on all these crazy-ass stuff, like, and then try to pass it off, it's for the kids, you know, that's old. I mean, you know what's for the kids and what's not. And don't try to, you know, use it as an excuse to get money for something else. You know, like there's a program out there about sailing, teaching kids how to sail. Well, that's fine. But I think I'd rather have a cop in the school keeping those kids safe so that maybe they can learn how to sail on their own without money from the taxpayers. Let the parents pay for it. What do we got to keep paying for it? We need the money to clean up this city and to make this city presentable so that people would want to come here. And the first thing you got to do is you got to have safety, you got to have police, and you got to have safe schools. Now, we got a really great fire department. Those guys have been more busy than probably anybody. But there's just not enough. You know, when you hear about the police saying we only have 6 cars a shift on the road. We're such a small city, and yet our crime in our city is just, proportion-wise, it's so much worse than the size of our city. So 6 cops are not going to be enough to cover what goes on in our town. I mean, when you have something happening and you have 2 or 3 cops at that spot, and I know the first thought is, well, why did it got to be 3 cops there? Because sometimes that's what it takes. And then something happens somewhere else. Next thing you know, you don't have any cops after those 2 events. You don't have any cops to go anywhere else. So let's stop kidding on ourselves and let's get our priorities straight. This consul, and I don't understand the mayor because he wanted more cops and he just seems to be kind of quiet about it. But the consul we have now is more interested in giving all this money to all these special groups and, you know, and it's all for the wrong things. We used to have a program in this city where kids in high school in the summer could go and get a job for the summer and work. We don't have that anymore. Not that I'm aware of. So, all right, I'm going to give that a break. I got one thing that kind of I don't understand. I like I said, I'm not computer literate. I hate freaking computers. And why is it when you tell somebody to move the screen and you say go up and you're telling them you tell them to go down and you're really going up? Did they do that just to mess with us?
Yep.
Oh, they did? That's what it was all about?
Bill Gates.
Those bastards.
Blame it on Bill Gates.
Yeah. Because, my wife will tell me, all right, go down on the screen, go down, and I'm going up. I mean, the other way around. You see what I mean? Go up. Out of hell with it. It don't matter. I'm never going to be no freaking genius on this crap. Okay, so I want this city to do better. And the only way it's going to do better is if you folks out there on each side of the town get together and do something about stopping this. One of the first things you got to do is you got to tell your consul and your mayor what you want to see happening in your town. Don't just sit back and because it doesn't affect you now that, you don't give a damn, because it may affect you. Now, that carjacking could have been down the south end of the city. And I bet you if it happened to, let's say it happened to some ex-consulars or ex-mayors or whatever. Say their wife got carjacked and God forbid something should happen and they get hurt. Every cop in town would be down there, which would leave the rest of the town without any kind of safety. You think that's right? So you got to stop it. Somehow we got to stop it. Somehow we got to get more money to hire these cops. We get federal money for everything under the sun, except it seems for that. We spend money like it's going out of style, and that seems to be a democratic way because we're doing it in our country too. We're spending money like it's going out of style, like we got trees growing somewhere that's producing money. I mean, this is crazy. And it, also, we play a lot of times. We'll play the wrestling match down at City Dock. Another example. You have somebody come in from out of town. Maybe they'll come here on a nice, $100,000 boat, or probably more than that. And they see this, or say they're trying to leave, and somehow they get mixed up in it and they fall down or whatever. Then people ain't coming back. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Okay, so I know a lot of you folks out there that live here don't think SailFest is worth the effort. Now, I think, I don't know, me, myself, I don't go down there anymore because I don't like the environment that it has become. I had Barbara Neff on a show the other week.
That was really cool.
And she's trying to do what she can do. A lot of people blame her for this and blame her for that. But those are the same people that probably couldn't do her job if they wanted to. And it's getting to the point where you have City Dock now, and supposedly they're supposed to open up. It's on the Custom House Pier. Most of you that live here know where it is, which is, to me, it takes away from the SailFest, and it's going to cut down on the amount of people that can be on that pier. And it's,
Wait, are you talking about City Dock?
I mean City Dock. Well, Custom House Pier is where they are. They're on that pier.
Right.
Okay. So eventually, after the SailFest, a couple weeks after SailFest, they're going to start construction on the Coast Guard Museum. Now, the Coast Guard Museum is going to be right behind the train station, but it's going to take all that area and the dock that goes all the way out into the water. That's going to all go away. That's going to be involved in the museum. I think at that point, SailFest will become history. There'll be no more SailFest. Now, the people out there that think, well, why can't we have it just for one day? Well, I thought about that too, but Barbara made sense. You ain't going to get vendors that are going to come down here and set up and lose time setting up in the morning for one day. And you can't have them come down the night before and set up, and then, you got traffic going through there. Now, the vendors are only going to be on one side of the street because for some reason the mayor wants it only on one side of the street because he wants people to be able to see the buildings. And I did not stutter. He wants people to be able to see the buildings. I don't know. It's a crazy town. So I'm going to go through some of the stuff that was on at the council meeting Monday, which a lot of people thought there wouldn't be a council meeting because of the fact that it's Juneteenth or something like that, whatever they call it. And it's not because I have disrespect for it. I just don't know what it's called. I know what it's for. I don't know what it's called. Okay, so in May we got the second half. Remember the story some time back? They were talking about $27 million from the some kind of relief, some American Recovery Plan. Well, we got the second half of it in May. Already at a council meeting, they're talking about using that money for other things. They're talking about using it to give, to pay people money that are working here for, I don't know, back wages or back raises or anything along like that. When the money should actually go towards the city. It should go towards, I think, stuff to make the city look better, more presentable. Maybe even throw in a couple cops.
Why don't they start by picking up all the trash off the roads?
I don't know. I know they don't have the people in public works to do a lot of this stuff. I mean, they're already doing what they can do with what they got. You have a blight officer that I have never seen him. and he's only one guy, so there could be some justification to the fact that he can't get everything done. He's only one person. So maybe it's time to get some people to help him. So, maybe some college kids that can work part-time. This idea of paying all this money for help that was originally meant for either kids in high school, summer help, part-time help for college students, it's killing us. It's killing us. College students especially. I mean, if their college stuff is all set, where they're staying, their food and all this kind of stuff, whatever money they make working when they can, is just play money for them. So, but we don't even do that in the city anymore. We keep giving money to people that already are making money that need to make more money. For instance, like, I'd really be interested to hear what you folks think about the mayor getting an increase. Now, it's not this mayor. It's only this mayor if he wins again, which everybody figures that's it's going to happen. He's going to win again. So they say. But what if he doesn't? Now, I don't know who would run against him in this town. I mean, Republicans don't stand a chance in hell in this town, which is sad because with the Democratic council we have now, they don't think Republicans are smart enough to do anything. And some of them will tell you that. They have no qualms about telling you that. As a Republican, or ex-Republican, and that's because I don't like some of the Republicans that are running or that are in office in different places. But anyways, all right, so they want to mock that money coming for certain things that they will vote on in the future, so that if something pops up now, they can't use that money. Not a very bright idea. Let me see here. What else I got on this? And then I want to get some national stuff. All right, so they got $82,242 grant for a new vehicle for seniors. And they word it, a vehicle to improve mobility for seniors and individuals with disabilities. Now, if you didn't know better, on the face of it, it sounds good. It sounds like they're doing something for the seniors. But what they're not telling you is they don't have a driver. They got one driver. They got 3 buses, those mini buses, that are sitting outside of the senior center. They got one driver. And now they're getting a brand new one. Does that make any sense to you folks out there? It doesn't make any sense to me. But that's your money they're spending. My money, too. So, doesn't that bother you? I mean, where are you folks? All right. Let me see. What's this one? Oh. They're doing something on 42 Hempstead Street. Now, I believe that's a vacant lot. I think they want to make that into some kind of park. But anyways, they got a grant from the Brownfields Cleanup. $717,660. We get a lot of money from different places, and yet our taxes are still high. And I've never seen us get any taxes back. I mean, we, a little bit on our houses, but with all the building and stuff going on here, we shouldn't be paying as much as we do for taxes. But they spend it as fast as they get it.
This is ridiculous.
What's the matter? City council. I'm done with this shit. It's, huh? The city. I've come so close so many times to just saying the hell with it. I'm done. And
it never ends in New London. Every time we turn our heads,
it doesn't.
It's something.
But you got people. And Gina, I don't know why you can't get this. I'm not computer literate enough to help you out. I don't know if Keith can, but if he's probably working on it. Could be something on your end, if you can even hear me.
Our audio's fine. I was just listening to it. I can hear us on my phone. So, the city of New London will hassle our landlord for a piece of used furniture sitting on the sidewalk. that we didn't put there. I checked the cameras. None of our tenants put it there. But the city goes and threatens our property owner with $100 a day fine. Okay? Now, it's a box spring.
I hate them things.
Someone's got to do something with it. But yet, when I sit on the back porch and I look out to the field and I see this frickin' mess, a busted up tractor trailer, busted up cars, and towing equipment sitting in once was a beautiful field that people go out and they walk their dogs in this field. I see kids out there riding their bikes and little mini dirt bikes or whatever. They're not riding on the road.
What's with the car?
That's what I'm saying. Columbus Towing has put this garbage in this field.
Oh, wait a minute.
This, when I look off the back porch.
I know, but you're not sure who's really putting it there.
No, it's Columbus Towing. That's their truck. Columbus Towing.
But is it on their property or the property?
I don't know who. I'm going to go to the town and find out.
Because if it's their property.
Listen, I got to go to the city hall and find out whose bullcrap this is.
There's an armored car business there too. You know?
Right. But this is Columbus Towing. This is that's their truck. Sure. That's their truck. Those are their broken down cars. That's their trailer sitting there.
Yeah, see, nobody wants to ruffle any feathers in this town.
I'm gonna ruffle feathers. I don't want to see.
I know.
Listen, when I go out and sit on my back porch, I have to listen to ambulances, idiots with car stereo systems, and these jerks with these fart mufflers that are relentless day and night. And then I want to sit on my back porch and look at this beautiful field and accept. Now I'm looking at a damn junkyard. No, but we can't put a mattress on this. We can't put a box spring on the sidewalk without getting fined $100 a day. But these people can go put this shit and make our neighborhood look like a junkyard. What the hell's going on?
Let me tell you a little story. Okay, at one time.
Stop making our neighborhood look like shit. Who in the hell are you? If you need to put crap like this somewhere, go buy some property and put a fence around it or something. We don't want. New London has issues as it is.
How long you been here?
Long enough to notice.
No. Seriously, how long?
Long enough.
How long?
6 years.
Okay.
6 years, and I've come to the conclusion that the people that are running this city, I don't know how. I know this is going to sound ridiculous and maybe over the top, but put the crack pipe down. Seriously, put the crack pipe down. And we haven't even got into the New London Housing Authority yet. Wait. I got something to tell you about them that's a mind blower. I got some stuff to say.
Okay. Some time back, there's a gentleman named Carl Lee.
We're gonna leave this on the screen just so you can suck it up. Can you imagine looking out the front window of your house and seeing this shit?
What can I say? Okay, so there was a gentleman named Carl Lee. He's still around. He was big into the city. He was part of, I think, he was with a group, and they basically just kicked him out for whatever reasons. Now, what Carly used to do is he used to get a bunch of us together with pickup trucks, and we'd take different sections of town, and we would go in and we would pick all that stuff up.
They just had a neighborhood cleanup near the Hempstead house.
Let me finish. And then we would take it to the dump, and we wouldn't have to pay because we were doing it for the city. Then they go and they piss off Carly by kicking him out of some organization or some board that he's on or whatever. Carl freaked out. And he said, that's it, I'm done helping the city. And that went away. Now, why would you want to do that? You had at least at times 10 trucks going through the city picking up garbage. You know, mattresses, stuff like that you see now. There's one spot on Bank Street going towards the old Ilianos going up the hill, and it's a couch on the side of the sidewalk. It's on the sidewalk, and it's torn to shit, and it's just sitting there. When Olson was on the council meeting and he was in charge of public works, I used to call him with this, and then he would get people out there to pick it up. Nobody cares. They're in their own little freaking world with their little Goombaya stuff.
We're gonna have we're gonna have some real hot shit going on here at United FM. We're gonna be going to these departments that are run by the city, and we're gonna be going in there with a camera hot. We're gonna be rolling live, not live footage. We're gonna be rolling camera or rolling film while we're dealing with these people, and we're gonna tell them straight up, listen. First of all, we got this, and that going on. I've got. Let me go back to my screen. Oh, wrong screen. I have to control the video settings and everything over here. I mean, I got this view in my backyard, and people that live on the street look out their front windows, and this is their view. But God forbid someone leaves a box spring, and you go and put a letter on the door of the people who are not responsible for doing so, threatening them with $100 fine a day.
All right, so let me.
But yet you're okay with this.
Let me ask you something here. You're sitting here pointing this out to people. You are not the only one living here. You got all these people around, and nobody gives a damn, except you.
Because they give a damn, but they don't know what to do.
It's simple.
We live in a city where we have a city government that is authoritarian. They don't care what the citizens have to say. The only thing they care about is their pockets being lined, and they don't live here. This downtown area of New London is not their concern. Their only concern is if their neighborhood is safe, and if he's what is the mayor getting? How much a month? $13,000 or something?
No, he's getting $110 a year.
$110,000 a year, but yet these people in New London have to look out their front window or out their back porch like me and see this going on.
Keith, you're one man in the city that cares about the city.
There's other people that care too, but
you could almost count them. You can almost count the ones that care on both hands and your feet.
But they're helpless.
They're not helpless.
We can't listen. I can't even walk into town hall in the state of Connecticut. The New London Town Hall is the only town hall where you have a madhouse, a sane asylum, prison-like system that you have to get buzzed in. You just can't walk into town hall like you used to be able to back in the day and just go up and say, hey, Mr. So-and-so, I got a problem with this. They've locked their citizens out of town hall. They are... The London Housing Authority, I need to get started on that because that's a big situation. There's so much going on. And I believe the citizens of New London are overwhelmed and don't know what to do or who to turn to deal with these thugs running our city. Does that make any sense?
It makes lots of sense. Unfortunately, not enough people are picking up on it. And you say there's nothing you can do about it. Wait a minute. You say there's nothing you can do about it. You can fight City Hall. You want to get them doors unlocked? Get about 20 or 30 people down there with signs.
I'm going to. I just listen. I run 2 internet radio stations here, and I have a seasonable job. All right, I'm doing a lot. I deal with all kinds of crap in here, and then I try to get my own free time to play Oculus or something. But I'm not Superman. I don't have a cape and superpower and laser beam eyes where I can just go into town hall and zap these guys out of existence, which obviously needs to happen. The entire leadership system of New London needs to be wiped clean. We need to drain. New London has a swamp, and it needs to be drained.
Well, that ain't going to happen.
It can't.
Unless people get involved, and you don't have enough.
It takes one person to motivate hundreds.
Really?
Look at Martin Luther King.
Yeah, but look at.
They killed him in the end, but
you're talking about Little New London. We've had groups. I've been involved in this shit for about 20 years. You're now into it for about 6 years. So a lot of the stuff you're saying has been said over and over and over. And it's
Yeah, but
not,
I don't
and
sit on
it's-
my I don't sit on my ass. I have teeth. I will bite.
Oh, so you're not that powerful. I hate to break
It doesn't. It doesn't matter how powerful you are. It's about how you speak your mind and how you motivate other people to take action.
Speak your mind and motivate other people. I don't see nobody around your house going, "Yay, Keith!"
Not
yay,
yet.
Keith. Not yet.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
not
get
gonna
there.
happen.
I'm working on it.
Now you talk. I've been trying to get something in here, and I'm about ready to throw my freaking phone at you. You can't even get people to gather down at the monument where the traffic goes down Bank Street and around the corner with some signs to say, this, that, or the other thing about the city, about making changes. You can't get people. We broke the story. It might have even been you who broke the story. I know Dave Collins picked up on it, and he had it in the paper and talked all about the place being locked up, City Hall.
I
Wait a
picked it
minute.
up.
Wait a
I
minute.
picked it up first, and
I
then
know.
they bitched about it.
I know, but do you see anybody picketing in front of City Hall? Do you see anybody out there with signs saying, you open these doors or we're not voting for you next time? That's the only thing that scares these friggin' politicians. And you have the council made up of certain ethnic groups. And those people are going to vote for those people. And if you don't like me saying those people, get over it. They don't care. You give somebody a little bit, and then they want a little, and then you give them a little bit more. They'll vote for you until you drop dead. So until you can figure out a way to get everybody that doesn't like what's going on in the city, and a lot of people don't even know, you got the freaking apartment building on Bank Street in Howard that's done, that's supposedly filled. Those people don't give a shit about New London. They're all here working EB or wherever. That's just a place for them to live. They don't get involved. You see hundreds of people downtown every night? No. And now you got another whole friggin' apartment complex being built. Those people aren't going to get involved in the city either.
Who's that? Who's that cop that's a state rep now?
Oh, Nolan. Anthony Nolan.
Yeah, he's that guy's something else. I mean, somehow he got the educated people of New London to go and spray paint. Pardon my language. Fuck 12 on the side of everything they could find, and they spray painted police cars.
Well, you don't know if that
and
was...
then no, he's the one that led it on.
All right,
Nolan led it on, and then they went and spray painted the crap out of some statue of some
Columbus
statue. They spray painted it. That the Italians gave it to us a long time ago. He led this group of people across the city that vandalized city property.
Yeah, of course. And like everything else, nothing happened to him. Why didn't anything happen to him? Because he's a Democrat. Who's running the city? The Democrats.
Right.
There's your answer. It doesn't get any friggin' plainer than that. I want to change directions for a little bit because my heart is like pounding.
This is this is the fun of this, though. This is
well, at a certain age, it isn't fun anymore. So for all you Polish fanatics out there, Pokebration is coming back to the beach. It will be there June 22nd through the 25th, which I think tomorrow is the 22nd. If it isn't today, I think it's tomorrow. And hasn't been there for 2 years, and it's kind of a big deal. See, they got the music going on from 7 to 10. They got dancing out there, and these people party. I mean, even if you're not Polish, you go down there. It's a good time just watching these people having a good time. Now, years ago, another brilliant thing from this city. Years ago, well, maybe I should take that back. I'm not sure if it was the city or the beach, or the people that were living down there. But years ago, this used to go on for 2 weeks. 2 weeks of Pokebration. And the place was packed. You couldn't squeeze another car into that parking lot. I'm talking on the green. I'm talking all the way over to the other road that goes by the Cove. It was packed for 2 weeks. And Dick Pillar used to throw it on. And then they got into this big thing with the city, I believe, about renting something, or they wanted more money to do this. And he just said, no, I'm not going to do it. And it went away. And now they just realized last year sometime, I think they've had it about 4 or 5 times, that they realized how much money they lost. But now it's only 3 days. But, hey, 3 days is better than no days.
Arnie says, way to completely blow a great conversation. Jeez, that was good radio.
What, me talking about poker
No,
bases?
you shut me down when I was starting to rock shit. Don't let it get to you. Just exercise your right to freedom of speech and speak your mind, and don't let it eat you.
I can see all the people online right now speaking their piece.
I'm looking at it right now. There's a bunch of comments.
Well, how come you're not telling
I don't know
me
why
about it?
Restream is not doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Nah.
It's right here. Do you want to take my phone? You can read it for yourself.
I'll take your word for it.
But I want to motivate. My objective is to motivate people to take action. There is a lot of people in New London
that
are a bunch of brainless zombies that have this wild imagination. I don't know what drugs they're taking. Whatever drugs you are taking that are making you think that New London is such a wonderful place, could you please send me a sample? I would really, whatever drug you're taking, I want it. So it's not, don't get aggravated. Just speak your mind. Breathe. Have you breathing? Or do I need to get you some oxygen?
No.
Okay. Breathe and just speak your mind. And continue at your best to educate people about the situation. That's all you can do. I have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and I've gotten people help from people like you to help maintain this operation. And this platform is here for anybody that wants to come and sit next to Dennis or with Dennis. In the other spot, we have another spot if you want to come in here and speak your mind and voice your opinion. I have this foundation here for people to come and exercise their freedom of speech, freedom of press. We're the only ones that have the opportunity to have this platform here. So don't let it eat you alive. Just speak your mind and vent. Use this to vent.
You don't understand that what you're saying now, when I first got involved in the lot group many, many years ago, 15 years or more,
Yep.
it was the biggest thing going in New London. I was fighting what was going on in New London and fighting to save people taxes. It was big, and then it just started to disappear. When I first joined that group, I was saying the very same things you're saying now. And the old timer in there, one of them said to me, when I got in this group 10, 15 years before me, he says, I said the very same things. He says, you're going to find out that it just doesn't happen. And it's this.
Well, I got a news break for you. It's happening right here and right now.
What's that?
What you're talking about's not happening. We're here. We're not these brainless zombies that are taking some type of prescription medication that makes us think that everything is great and happy. Let me tell you something. Last week, I left my work. I work on the shoreline. I work over in the Ocean Beach area, and I take Pequot Avenue, a beautiful. I take a bike. I only work. My work only permits work when the weather's good, and so I take my bike, and I go down Pequot Avenue, and I look out on the ocean. It's a beautiful area, and I take my bike and I go down the city pier, and I swing by the City Dock restaurant. And then I go down the city pier, I come up on the Bank Street, I go down Bank Street towards the fire station, and I go home. That's my tour. We do have a beautiful city here. We have a beautiful city, but we have very ugly people running it. And these people that are running it, for some reason, are running us into the ground. New London has incredible potential, But the powers to be are some type of there. I think, in my own personal opinion, the only word I can come up with them is evil, greedy bastards, and they need to be checked. And that's what we're here for. That's our job. That's our Arnie says corruption. Oh, definitely some corruption going on. But this is our duty. We're awake, we're aware, and this is why we're here. All this equipment and this opportunity for you to be in here and be in this platform is just, it was set by the power, by a higher power. And as an individual who's more aware of what's going on around them, me, you, and whoever else comes in here, it's our duty to speak our mind and try to wake up. Even if a month's worth of shows only wakes up a couple of people, we've woken up a couple of people. That's all that matters.
Waking them up and getting them to do something is two totally different things. We can wake up 100 people, but if they don't do anything about it, then what have you accomplished?
I'm working on stuff. I am working on stuff.
Well, the first thing you work on that you put together that's supposed to get people to come together, you let me know. I'll be there and we'll take account. You know, I know what you're saying because I've been there and I've said these things, and nobody's listening. And not in this town, especially this town.
I'm listening. These people commenting are listening.
How many of them people live in New London?
They live in New London.
All of them?
Most of them, yeah.
When's the last time they've been to a city council meeting?
What? They locked the city for.
No. They don't lock it.
COVID excuse to lock everyone out of city council meetings, and then they go and screw up the Zoom information, and nobody can join via Zoom because they went and fouled all the information up.
They do not lock the place after, like about 5:30 on. The place is wide open, even when there's nothing going on there. But council meetings, it's open. You can go in and go up to the council chambers.
I'm going to the next city council meeting because I got stuff to say.
I want you to come to the next council city meeting, stand in the back, and film it.
I'm going to go up front and tell them what's on my mind.
Okay, you're only going to have 3 minutes. So
I only need a minute.
No, that's what you think. But I want you to come, and I want you to film it. I want you to be up there filming it because I want to see their reaction. They claim it's on Facebook and all this other stuff. I don't think it is.
Can I tell you what happened with me?
Can anybody out there that's texting us, can any of you...
You can call the studio line. Look, there's a number right up there. See it?
Yeah.
Call it.
What do I want to call it for? I'm right here.
No, I'm telling the viewers to call it.
I'm just messing with you. But I forgot where I was going.
Being serious and you're messing with me.
Well, I got to do something. You're making me nuts.
No, it's not a joking matter.
No, it's not, but you'll see. The longer you're here.
Don't give up. Always have hope. Never give up. Never surrender.
Well, it doesn't seem like it's worthwhile to get into anything national. But.
Oh, yeah, national. Hey, I don't know. I know this is going to sound Alex Jonesy. Really Alex Jones. But if this situation does not change with the price of gas and diesel and the whole fertilizer situation, there's farmers that are mothballing their farms. There are truckers mothballing their trucks.
They
cannot afford the price of diesel. So either they're going to park their trucks or they're going to charge more money. If they charge more money, then the price of everything you're buying is going to skyrocket. Oh, wait, that's already happening. Have you not gone to the grocery store? I mean, what was it? $5 a pound for pork? People, you need to wake up. You really need to wake up. and I know this is going to be crazy. This is going to sound insane, but I mean, if you watch Tucker on Fox, if you go on YouTube and look up commerce disruptions, food distribution disruptions, if you look up all these tractor trailers that have spontaneously combusted with food.
There's still boats out on the ocean with all kinds of merchandises that the unions aren't letting in to the piers just for whatever reasons.
Yeah, but listen, if things don't change soon, you will be lucky if you can get your hands on a brick of ramen noodles to have Thanksgiving dinner. And I'm dead serious. If you think for one moment that you can just tuck your head underneath the sheets and pretend that the boogie monster is not underneath your bed, you're just dead wrong. The monster is real. It's going to come out from underneath the bed and it's going to eat you alive. If we can't gain control of our local government, how are we going to contain or gain control of our larger government? And a starving civilization does not have the ability to fight an oppressive government. When you're foraging for food or fighting your neighbor for their can of beans in their cabinet, that was scary. So, you know, when you got 2, 3, 4 guys kicking down your door with shotguns to come get your can of beans in your cabinet because they're so desperate for food, it's too late. So we need to start with dealing with our local government, getting that under control, and we need to work our way up. There's some terrible stuff heading our way, and if we continue to hide underneath the blankets and pretend that everything is okay, survival is not going to be an option. So, I mean, it goes down to some of the smallest things. I mean, small is like the individuals on Hempstead Street, I think 127 Hempstead Street, that are dealing with the New London Housing Authority, that have black mold blowing out of their vents. They are blasting announcements over the PA speakers. Not the PA. They have this fire alarm system that apparently they can announce voice messages. Allegedly, this is told to us from a tenant that lives there. They are doing random announcements using this fire intercom system, randomly just blasting into people's apartments. They're not taking care of any issues. Do you know anything about black mold?
It will kill you.
It'll kill you. So,
and it needs to be ripped out.
But they're collecting, listen, the New London Housing Authority is definitely collecting their rent. They're getting their rent. But they're not taking care of the building. It's almost like it's almost like they're trying to drive.
What it comes down to is the people that run this city and the people that work in this city, which most of them don't live in this city, don't give a damn about the seniors. And all you seniors out there that might be watching this show tonight, you need to get together as a group. And you need to become one voting block group and demand stuff and throw in their face if we don't get it. All 5,000 plus of us that are voters are not going to be voting for you next time around. And you see how fast they'll dance for you. But until you do that, you're going to live with the mold. Nobody's going to help you because nobody does anything for anybody in this friggin' town. And my man Keith will find that out.
And let me tell you something. I don't know if Dennis, if I told you about this, but I went to a New London Housing Authority meeting at the library. My experience with them was horrible. And I'll tell you why. These people are very authoritarian. Obviously, they don't know what First Amendment rights are, and they don't know what freedom of press is. You are conducting a public meeting in a public place. To tell me that I can't take pictures or record video, you are violating my First Amendment rights. So if you don't even understand what First Amendment rights are...
Let me see your phone.
Oh, okay, hold on. Well, I got other stuff going on, but here. If you don't understand that you're in a public location conducting a public meeting and that anybody can take photos or videos and they don't have to identify themselves, you do not need to be working for a public entity of state or government level. You're scum. You're a Nazi scum. I don't have to tell you who I am. I don't have to tell you where videos or pictures are going to be published. And if you ever challenge my First Amendment rights again, or try to violate freedom of press rights, the city of New London, the taxpayers will be paying the money for the lawsuit. I will personally sue the city of New London and the New London Housing Authority if you ever challenge my rights again. Try it again. One more time, you're gonna get caught up in some really nasty litigation. So try it again. I dare you. You've been pushing the tenants around of the New London Housing Authority has been pushing these tenants around. Let me tell you something. You're not going to push me. So take your BS, pack it up in a suitcase, and go to Sentinel Island because that's where you belong. You can go look that up, by the way.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
No, listen, I've seen, we have these First Amendment auditors that have gone out. They bait the cops and they bait local government, local city and federal government.
Who's this woman that has?
I don't know. I'll look after the show. I'll look. So, I've watched all these First Amendment auditors, and I'm like, I watch these videos and I get so angry, and I'm like, how can they do this? Like, is this really happening? And then I have it happen to me, and I'm like, oh, what the hell? What, us?
No. Yeah, the show. I gotta go.
Oh, all right. So I guess that's it for now. Good night, everybody.
I'm gonna tell you a little story about a place in Connecticut called Norwich. We all know what Norwich means. That's the place where all the crazy people used to hang out. Well, one time they had a place called the Norwich State Hospital where they kept all the crazy people from all over the world. And they were all stationed there just being crazy as always. And then they headed out north. Oh, yeah. time, we had a governor in the state of Connecticut that decided he wanted to save some money. So he decided he was going to close down this hospital and kick all those crazy people to the curb. Well, he did, and they started traveling north. North, you know, towards Norwich. Well, they just kept on moving. We didn't know where they came from. We didn't know where they were going. But they were here, all for us. Hey! The crazy people! The crazy people! The crazy people! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah. Crazy, 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 crazy. Woo-hoo. Well, while you saw all those people running out the front door, there was 3 young gentlemen running out the back door. They were the craziest of them all. Well, they were a group called the White Man Down Group, and they were heading down to their local pub to play some really shit-ass kicking music. Because that's usually what they played, and that's what got them stuck in the hospital to begin with. They were playing that funky-ass music. Hey! The crazy people! The crazy people! The crazy people!